Yeah.
with less technical difficulties this time, I hope.
Yeah. Same here. I'm hoping not myself.
I mean, the Twitch thing is great, I guess, but I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, we didn't test the this. I mean, we didn't test it, but I don't think we're gonna have any. I think we're gonna have a lot less trouble with that than the thing. But we'll see. We'll run into that
Yeah,
when we get there, I
I
guess.
think we'll have less trouble using Discord for our screen share stuff. Which I don't know if you've got anything for screen share this time. I mean, all I really got is the trailer for oh shit, I forgot the name of it. RuneScape
The
Dragon
RuneScape.
Wild. Sorry.
No, not really, because like all the stuff that I wanted to talk about is really already like. It's not like it's not. It's not like one. I guess was like one is not out yet. Like I guess like officially. So actually two. No, I guess I could. I got it. Don't worry about it. I got you. We're gonna get it together. I got it. Don't worry.
We could do this. Oh. Oh shit, we've got a soundboard because we've got I mean it's not a very big one, but
A soundboard for wait,
yeah,
like
cuz
a
we're in
add-on.
Discord.
Oh right. I've never used it so.
It doesn't look like it has very many things. It's got like the didn't and like a sad horn, a golf clap. For whatever reason, it's got a duck quack, an air
What?
horn, and crickets.
I mean, duck quacks are always good. Is that on the wait? Is that on
Could you
the?
hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah, it's through Discord.
Oh shit, I see it.
Okay, okay, okay. I'm gonna share a screen so you can see the trailer.
Just to
Uh,
make it unlock for it too. Okay.
applications, screens. I'm just gonna share my main screen.
Oh wait, okay. Yeah, just share your main screen and then I'll pop it up. Cause I mean, as long as we can hear the sound and stuff, we should be fine.
There we go. Yeah, I mean it should share the sound. I just wanted to play it like the narrative trailer for uh Dragonland or RuneScape Dragon Wilds is all. Full screen. We don't do none of that half-ass shit around here, son. I'll turn the volume up because I noticed last time, like when I played trailers from YouTube, the volume was super low.
Well, I
So
mean, I guess we're gonna see how that runs here.
yeah. So far it looks okay. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm playing it. Here we go. Here we go.
Go ahead. Let's see.
All right.
Adventure
it too.
called, a brave few answered.
A brave
The
you
expedition set
answered.
sail. Among them, an
No, this
elite
works out too, 'cause
band
now
of
we can talk while
explorers,
it's playing, too.
some of Gillinor's finest. They were bound for uncharted waters in pursuit of a
I was actually
legend.
looking at picking this game up, but I don't know if I want to spend
Ashen
$30 on it yet.
Had
I need to
only
watch some
they
gameplay
known
first.
Danger,
I've seen bits and pieces.
dragons, winged death descended from the skies. Blades were drawn
Wait, when
and
is this supposed to
spells
be,
cast,
released?
but the dragons
It's out now.
rained ruin,
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's already out.
and so they
Kind of
vanished.
surprised there isn't any like
into the
real
wild.
not like gameplay on
They
it.
adapted in
Well, I mean,
Yours
I'm sure I could watch
will be
somebody play it on
magic,
Twitch or something, but
sharp
all,
as
all
steel,
I've seen is like the bits and
wits
pieces I've seen off of
keen as
TikTok.
arrows,
It came out
searching for
today,
a
I
way to
believe.
Call for aid, and at last they found it. The heroes are on their way, and the dragons, they'll never see it coming.
I'll never see it coming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like a co-op survival. Like it's a crafting, you build, you know.
You know, it's making me think of like the forest. It's just, you have to build.
Yeah. It's just it's set in the RuneScape universe. It's an island called Ashfall.
So, don't hate me. I didn't play RuneScape, so there's not a lot that I personally, in terms of experience, know about it. Like, I can probably research to find something about it. Oh, it's up to like 4 players?
Yeah, it's a 4-player co-op. I don't know how exactly it'll work. Like if it's if they do it, you know how what you call it? If they do it like Minecraft or whatever, unless you have like a server or realm, you know.
Okay. Well, I guess it would because it looks like it's just on PC at the moment.
Need something
But
for the
I'm solid.
dog. Oh, okay. Well, then go take it for him. Sorry, Cole came in here.
Not good. So, I guess is it gonna have any like real connection to the old school RuneScape game, or is it just
It's just in
just based
the.
on the
I mean,
environment?
it's so they talk about Ashfall in the main game, you know, once upon a time, and I guess for whatever reason people are going back there, and then when they do, they find out that the dragons are back, and that's the whole premise of the game, I guess, is to kill off the dragons. Survive, don't get eaten by the monsters that are there, and the leveling system, I believe, is a toned down version of the MMO version.
Well, I guess because there's co-op involved, they would probably have to do that.
Yeah, so you
And
still level up like when you're using your axe and stuff like that. Like you still level up like your wood cutting and your your
Right.
smithing and separate things like that. Sort of like
Stardew.
Stardew Valley or Skyrim. They all do a version of it.
Yeah, where you have a skill set that you continuously level up and stuff like that. And
Also, small tangent since we brought up Elder Scrolls, the remaster for Oblivion apparently drops in a couple weeks, like next month.
no, I guess that works out because they're gonna put that. They're gonna try to let that battle out with Elden Ring, and with that come out in the next month.
Oblivion is not gonna beat Elden Ring. Don't get me wrong, I love Oblivion.
But Elder Scrolls is technically a nice classic game. I know it's not like, it's not Elden Ring or Dark Souls type situation, but it has this, you know, reminiscence about, something you can reminisce about from
Yeah.
like people who experienced the older game back in the day.
I mean, I never played 1 and 2 because they were a little before my time, but I definitely remember playing Morrowind on the original Xbox. And me and some friends would like stay up all night just fucking playing the shit out of that, having no clue what the fuck we were doing.
Hey Ashley, how's it going?
Oh, we didn't turn on shared chat.
I thought that was already enabled when you come in here.
Nope, you have to start it.
What? No way.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. You said something about someone talking, and I was like, "Oop."
I got you. Yeah, it should be up now.
Damn.
It's crazy. I didn't expect to have to actually do that.
Holy shit! I hadn't looked at your followers in a while. I didn't realize you had so many now.
Oh, yeah. I think I have like 300 something now. I mean, I think like I gained. I think when I gained like 20 something, because I was already like at close to 300 or something like that. I was like 290 or something like that. So I got a couple few. I mean, I've been networking with people. I've been talking to people. I've been checking out streams and trying to be supportive of people.
Yeah, I can see your message, Ashley.
Yeah, and vice versa. I think she was starting to. Yeah, I see your messages. Are you talking about the ones you're showing in chat? I think I might have gotten a. I didn't get to check my I didn't get to check my messages. I think I might have gotten something on Instagram or something,
Mhm.
or maybe even Discord. But I have to go through that. I have so many. But but no. What I've been doing is because of the games I like to play, like like Call of Duty, some RPG games, Dead by Daylight, um, and Vampire Masquerade, Blood Hunt, and some other stuff. I've been finding people who are also playing, but they're also like supportive. They're people, I'll go on their stream, I'll chat with them, I'll talk with them, and I'll pop their stream up every once in a while. I'm part of some groups on Facebook and Instagram, and some in Discord too that help. Um, they're all about support, not just not just about following people, but they're also about supporting people too. So if they see your stream up, they'll pop in, they'll engage with you. Not just not just for support, because also they want to engage with you because you guys have similar similar interests, stuff like that, and they help support your stream and community and people. That brings in people of similar interests, and then just networking that way. Um, so it's helped, and that's actually what I intend to do in general with. I think I talked about it before. What I want to do with my Twitch and my streaming and period is not just for like entertainment purposes. I want to be able to just not support other streamers and content creators by creating a mass community of people who wants to do just that. Engage with you, support, and help everyone grow. So that way we all are successful.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
So
But
like, I feel like it used to be that way sort of in the beginning when I did mine, but other than you, I think you're really the only other streamer that I interact with consistently that is in here, and
right,
vice
and that's
versa.
and that's right, and that's why I want to build this type of community. And hey, actually, no, not at the moment. I don't have anything I'm working on right now. In terms of like special projects, I might have something, um, but not at the moment, for like any overlays or anything. But I'll speak with you about that off stream. Um, but yeah, that was the main point. So like I noticed that there's a when I have other discords of people who I join. Some I just join just to check it out. Some I just some I actually like interact a little bit, and um like the other streamer that made friends with, her name is Rain. Sometimes I play Marvel Rivals with her. I join her Discord. She has other streamers in there, and we all support each other. Um and and vice versa. So that's what I want to try and do. And not just for like content creator stuff. Sometimes there are artists too, people who create like Ashley here, who creates like overlays and new like special projects for people to bring life to their streams or in general. It's hard for them to find people to work with, um, sometimes, because most of the time they're just on streams and just checking out people who probably look like they just started, or you know however way they go about finding new people for work, and just you know it'd be a little easier for them to provide a consistent basis of assistance to people who may want to like update stuff, update their emails, update overlays, stuff like that, if they're a part of a Discord of streamer and content creators where they can network with that way as well. Um, so it's all about bringing really just bringing us all together to be able to help everyone succeed and provide assistance in some form or fashion. So either an artist who can help people with overlays and projects like that, or streaming content creators who can not just support your stream, but also help in terms of like giving you ideas of what you can do to help make your stream, more engaging. What you can do, maybe talk about equipment, maybe talk about you know, doing collaborations, or how long you should like giving an experience,
That's like
kind of.
the other day when I posted on Facebook asking if anybody asking anyone on my Facebook who also streamed or recorded or things like that to ask about mic recommendations. Because, I mean, not that there's anything wrong with my Yeti, but I would like better sound quality for the stream.
Right. And just like me, like how I'm still trying to figure out, like I'm using a green screen right now, so how I'm still trying to figure out how to put like an actual background behind me instead of just being all dark and mysterious back there. So that's the at least that's the goal. That's the vision I have. And I think what I'm eventually going to end up doing is creating a Discord, which obviously you're definitely free to join once I get that together. So that way that that's where it starts building on that collaboration with other content creators and streamers, and not just like I said, not just for just general support, but also meet more friends, meet more people with similar interests, meet more people who you can um, build connections with, game with, find stuff that different stuff to do, and we all really literally just have a actual community in Discord like other places. There are other Discords that have that. Like your Discord has it, but but in terms of like most majority of the people that's in there that are also streamers or content creators, like you said, it's just really just me and you that kind of like
Yeah.
interact.
I mean, there
Versus
used to be more, but, they're gone now.
yeah, like they're either gone or they're just not, they're not really interacting on Discord. Um, but this gives us the chance to do that, and still include the people you know, we care about and love too, like just even our normal friends who don't, stream or anything like that. But you know, mainly this will probably be mostly for that. What sorry, that's a off topic, and no problem
I
actually.
mean,
Like I said, I got you.
it's not really off topic. It definitely has to do with what we're doing now, and I know that's one of the reasons we kind of wanted to, when we were talking about starting the podcast, is kind of what we wanted to do to begin with, is kind of have it bridge, because I know a lot of our community intertwines already, but we wanted it to grow. We don't want we don't want any kind of stagnation, and we want this to kind of take off, even if it's not on the podcast side. For the Twitch side or the content creation side in general, we want it to, I guess,
Right.
flourish would be the best thing. And um just speaking from personal experience, my Twitch channel has kind of taken off 2 or 3 times now, to the point that it seemed feasible to do it as a full-time gig, and I've had to, for one reason or another, back off from it due to things going on in my life. And so now that it's not like a niche thing anymore, it's something that everybody can do and everybody's trying to do. Like, it's even harder now to get to get that back, as opposed to how much easier it was before. Like, you have to have clips, you have to have YouTube stuff, you have to have shorts on Facebook, or you have to have TikToks going, like all that stuff to interact with, to kind of everything pool into one, funnel it all into the area you want it in. And when I first started streaming, you didn't have to have all that. Like, I wasn't watching, I heard the reason I knew about a lot of the streamers I watched wasn't because of YouTube and things like that, or Vine, what that we had back in the day. It was because I used to watch the MLG tournaments, like Shroud and Ninja and all of them doing like the big tourneys and things like that. And that's how you found people then. It wasn't because you were on YouTube and watching doom scrolling and things of that nature. It wasn't. It was accessible content, but it wasn't readily accessible content. Like, not everybody had a phone in their hand to scroll to do that then. And now it's, that's the difference now, is it's so readily accessible. You can just watch whoever you want whenever you want. And so you don't really have to look into random people. You can just go straight to whoever is big big into doing whatever the content is that you like, and if you like them, then yeah, then if not, then you just tick one person down and pick them instead.
Right.
Whereas, go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry,
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say whereas like I don't know if Twitch has always done it, but me and you've talked about it before. Like Twitch, if you're streaming on Twitch, the more viewers you get, the more likely you are to even be seen. Like they don't make it easy for people who are starting out or don't have a big following already when they come onto this platform. And YouTube isn't really a strenuous thing to be pulled into the algorithm and monetized, but it is a time consuming thing. Like it takes it's gonna take a chunk of time that, is, I would say it's more readily available, like within a grasp, as opposed to anything else. Like YouTube is the easiest one of them all.
So I kind of to be fair, like part of the reason why like I even had this idea was because of like that conversation we had. So like you know just the end game for all this is obviously to regardless of what everyone's reasons may be or anything like that. The end game at some point is going to be you want to be able to benefit from the streaming, all the work you put into content creation and building on your network and talking to people, right? And just the time you put in doing all this. So the the end goal of what it was assumed would be at some point having some financial benefit to it, or even just just being able to go viral and have that have that consistent viewership and everything like that. And you're right. Twitch, despite despite how things is, Twitch does make it a bit difficult for people starting out. So the whole idea, for outside of our conversation, came from like when I started doing the whole follow for follow situation, right?
Yeah.
People seem very responsive, especially for people starting out, to do, hey, if you follow me and I'll follow you back to support.
Yeah,
Now,
like that doesn't work now, especially on Twitch. Yeah, your first 50 followers, whatever. But
right,
past that, like you have to have people that are actively watching you, at least 3 to start with. 3
right,
people.
and that's what helps you get up into at least the affiliate area.
Mhm.
So and that's what was looking at the situation, like that's where a lot of things is lacking, because most of the time people are saying follow for follow, but it's like they're not that's a fart
That's a fart.
alarm.
Wow, what the fuck? Listen here, Benjamin. Farts
Neither
don't
do.
lie. They always tell you what you've been eating.
Yeah, just think about how the smell will get will tell everything. So it's more of a, and I'm not saying everyone does this. I'm saying like I started noticing a trend of like you see people doing the follow for follow, but it's like what do you do after that? You know what I mean? Like do you actually like pop in? Like are you just doing this to build your followers? But it's like how at the on the long run, how does that you know how does that affect your streams? How that affects you in the long run? It can be a very negative thing only because it's like you have all these people that's following you, but how many people are actually come to your stream and chat? How many people are engaging with you? Like you said, how many people are actually viewing your content versus just building up your followers for one section of what helps you get by to affiliate or something like that, or reach a certain goal. Um, so the idea of building community that actually wants to support, because I see people doing it. I actually recently joined a Discord of people who, someone's Discord, who, you know, that's how they always get started.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
true.
yeah, that's what we were saying is like initially a
That's what
lot
we're
of
saying.
people push the follow for follow method cuz once you hit 50 people, surely to God you can get 3, whatever the percentage is of 50 people to watch you stream.
Right, at least, but there's an issue where there's and there was an issue where and I noticed in some of like these groups that I was joining, like I was joining, and some of it was just to see how people were actually supporting each other, because it was, because I was like, okay, that's great. You have like people on Facebook that creates these groups that for like Twitch, and you're like, you can post here, and people, it creates basically a long string of people posting up their Twitch handles and stuff like that, so that people can follow them. And but it was like some of it was empty. Like most of it, and by empty I mean most of the people that followed you never really looked at your stream, never went and like supported you. It was just like I said, just that one section of what it was 1/3 of what you needed. It was just to follow. It wasn't the, hey, I'll follow you, but I'm also gonna, hey, I'll come in your stream once in a while. I'll engage with you, get to know you a little bit, and maybe even like build a connection with you, so that way, like, hey, maybe we can collaborate, maybe we can start playing, you know, playing games together, streaming together, like, building on that, and then letting that spread out. You know what I mean? Because that can spread. You start seeing people engage with you in that way. Whereas, like, I'm not saying you need to let everyone join your stream and do stuff with you, but when you provide that support on top of the follow, it goes a long way. It doesn't just go a long way with just that one person. It spreads out to other people, and that also it becomes infectious, in a way that everyone starts to do it. It starts making everyone motivated to want to start supporting, because the more support you provide others, the support you start getting back. And though you start finding more like-minded people that also want to support you to build you up. And that's the idea, especially for people starting out. You want to find ways to give them the proper, good, strong support to be able to get to where they want to, at least get to where they want to go into starting out, build up on their stream, build up on their community, and then reach affiliate. And then that can also stem out into like possibly them making partner, especially with partner being much more goal strenuous than affiliate, where you got to get a whole bunch of followers, you got to get a whole bunch of people viewing you on a consistent basis over a certain amount of time. Like the goals for that is much more much more strict than it is for if that's the end game.
Yeah. And I think partner too, like, just because you hit like affiliate, once you hit the goals for the affiliate status or whatever, they basically just give it to you. Like, there's no like whatever. Like, you say, hey, I hit this, and then they come to you and be like, hey, you qualify to be an affiliate. Do you want to be in the affiliate program? You say yes or no. And but partner, once you hit those goals, you have to apply for partner, which gives you a better monetary split. And I think viewer wise, what is happening? I'm not waiting for anything.
What's going
Skills asked if I wanted to play while I waited. Sorry. But 75 people doesn't sound like a lot of people. But that's a movie theater worth of people that have to watch you on average.
Right. So like every time you start your stream, you have to have like an average of 75 people watching you or engage with you. Hey Alex, hey, appreciate the follow, bro. Welcome. And like for instance, and I think I have it mentioned in my bio, on my Twitch, that hey, you follow me, I'm gonna follow you back, but I'm also gonna provide support. And I also I put a quote in there like, don't be an empty follow, which is left and right me saying, hey, if you're gonna follow, you know, don't follow just follow, respectfully, show support. If you're gonna show up, then show up. Basically, is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. And it kind of in a nice way. If you're gonna show up, show up.
Yeah, you ain't got to show up and show out, but it'd be nice if you were present.
Right, right. not to,
Well,
and when you can, don't have to be like all the time. Like it's not like it's not because at the end of the day, like I feel like what everyone would like for this to be is a full time thing. You
yeah.
know,
I mean, at the
does kind
very
of
least, it would be nice to have it subsidize a decent portion of income. And having, having tasted that, it, it, like, I want it back. And the goal when I started doing it was always to be a full time content creator. But when I when I first started, the monetary need was a lot lower than it is now. So I mean, it would have to be on par within a certain percentage of what my full time job is. Considering that I do draw disability, but my disability, if I just lived off of that, would not pay my bills. Like
right.
I would not I couldn't live off my disability if I couldn't work, I'd be screwed.
Hey Shadow, Shadow's cooking. What's she's cooking? What's she cooking, Drew?
Uh,
Can you
I believe she's making
enlighten me
chicken
what her she's
alfredo.
cooking? Oh hell yeah,
I can smell it.
it's one of my favorite pasta types.
I like
So
in the share chat thing, like when something happens, it says
oh,
it's got our little symbol in the side to say
it shows you
who it is.
who's
Oh, you got
yeah.
a new follower. We missed that. Did it not play?
No, I did. I mentioned his
Oh, my bad.
Alex.
I missed it. That's my fault.
No, it's all good. So 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 the way I look at it, and then we can move on. Or if let's see if anything you want to add to it. The end game for everybody at some point is to be able to do this full time. You know, to do this full time and be able to financially benefit from it enough to be able to sustain yourself or a lifestyle that you would like to have. Um, Me personally, starting out, I didn't look at it as that. I looked at streaming as like something fun to do. Like not just like fun to do, and not to no, not disrespect to anybody that does do it full time for financial benefit, to support themselves and the lifestyle, because that's a beautiful thing. And that eventually became my goal, but but to me that's like secondary. My first and forever goal is because I like to do it. I like to play games. I like to stream. I like to be able to connect with people and talk to people. And that's also what led me to wanting to do this, to be a support to people. And to be able to be like, hey, if you come in here, you're gonna meet people, and they're gonna want to support you too. You know what I mean? When I get the Discord server running, you come in here, you're gonna meet people who are gonna want to support you, who are going to want to help because they want to see you succeed. Regardless if you just starting out, regardless if you just became affiliate, whatever your goal is for yourself at that point, like, hey, if I want to reach 1K followers, if we can, if we can build on our community in that way, that won't even be an issue, because maybe let's say we end up getting like 3K people in our community. Well, at that point, you done you done reached that goal for everybody. Everybody in the community would obviously follow, support each other, and we will all know each other well enough to be like, hey, if someone comes on, at some point you're gonna be hitting those goals. You're gonna be already having those things, because we got so many people that are there to support whoever involved in whatever. Like there's a if there's a section of people that are really into like playing Call of Duty, and we have a
Yeah.
Call of Duty section, obviously, because obviously there's going to be people who are variety. So maybe Call of Duty one day is something else one day. But the point is, if we get enough people, who like that serves that similar interest, you're gonna have that support already.
Yeah.
It won't be as strenuous. Like obviously you're still gonna need to communicate, you still need to network, you still need to talk to people, and make that connection. You're gonna still need to put your foot in the door and talk to people within the community, and obviously we're gonna make that easy. But the point of it being is, once you do that and you make you put your place there, we build on that. You bring more people in. It's almost like a positive pyramid scheme does not set to like is not set to negatively affect anybody. The only way it would negatively affect anyone is if there's just negative people in there. The point is to just we want to build on each other. And I know obviously there's gonna be pros and cons, but the biggest pro to this I see is if you have a community and it's a large enough community where people can of similar interests build upon each other and continue forward from there, you see better forward growth. It's a little bit different than you just going out there and doing this all on your own completely. You know what I mean? Like when you actually have somewhat of a backbone, somewhat of a base to help you along the way. And I feel like that could be a really good thing for streamers starting out, or just even already veteran streamers who just look at them, build on their already functioning network community to be able to mix and match, mix in the communities, not taking anything away from us, but being able to be like, hey, I'm also part of this. Maybe like Discord if you want to join here too, and you can mix in with our community that also supporting people. That's just benefiting more people.
Yeah.
I feel like that is a good thing. It's a good thing that could work out if we, it could work out for everyone. And then, but also like also something I kind of wanted to pick your brain about the I'm gonna go ahead and just jump to like the Devil May Cry series that came out on Netflix because I've been wanting to talk about that for a minute.
So there's only been two reactions I've seen to this show. One is which is what I believe we both fall into the category too, and that is that it's a fantastic show. It was amazing. Choreography, fighting, whole nine
There was
yards
a
was
brief,
it was all great. I'm like you, I think it was too short. But Castlevania did kind of the same thing, and you see what kind of hype it built and what kind of following it got for its show. So like, I understand. Like, I'm not mad at them.
well,
But
what was the other reaction? Because you said the one we fall into, and there was another one.
so the other reaction is that people think the animation was shoddy. They hate what they've done with the story because they don't like that it doesn't directly tie into the games, which makes zero sense because it was never meant to. This is just this anime is supposed to be its own thing. And like people were saying, that it's too short in a negative way. Like they can't believe that they put something out that was only this many episodes.
Only like 8 episodes long.
Yeah, it's
Hey, Alex,
it's
how's it
8.
going?
Yeah, it is 8 episodes. I was like, 8 sounds right. At first, I was like, no, it's only 6. But episode 6 was like the big one. It was like the turning point, I think. But
the crazy thing about it is you have a lot of mainstream. No, okay, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say a lot of mainstream, but there are like some main or well-known animes that only has like a couple episodes. Now maybe maybe the episode's a little bit longer, like maybe like 45 minutes or something like that. But for what it's worth, and just for like how they did the storyline, I kind of feel like they fit quite a lot and way more than enough to actually make this anime very plausible to watch. Um, hey Peter, how's it going? So like, for instance, um, I get what you're saying about the story. I do feel like I kind of look at it like almost like how things went down with like The Last of Us 2.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I kind of look at it that way. Kind of like, Joel gets killed. And everybody was like, fuck this shit. It's like, what? Joe dies. Like, nah, we're not down with that. but it was like, what's wrong with it at the end of the day? You know what I mean? Like, because it still it gave the main character of the game, which technically there's two main characters. One, it gave the main character of the game more motivation. It gave them a drive. It gave them a reason to, go through what they went through. And then it gave the other main character, who was the person that killed Joel,
Mm-hmm.
more of a backstory of like, now how does this affect you now that you got what you wanted? How do you now see things differently with how you start interacting with now they found this little girl, little boy. I think the little girl dies and she ends up sticking with the boy with the arrow, the bow and arrow, and how now you kind of like get it. How you kind of like you killed somebody that killed someone that you cared about, which was her father. But now you kind of understand how that person felt when they felt like somebody they cared about was about to be, was in jeopardy. Like I
Yeah.
felt like she at that point was Joel, and the kid with the bow and arrow was like Ellie for her. And she's like, yeah, now I get it. Like I wouldn't want to. I like even if it meant. I still think what Joel did is fucked up. No disrespect. No, like
Yeah, I think it was
like,
terrible, but I think he made what he thought was the best decision. And my other thing about, and I think we're getting off. Well, this is kind of off topic, and I don't really care too much. But so no one would have taken that cure from the Fireflies. Everyone regarded them as a terrorist organization. The cities wouldn't have let them in with it. Like it was doomed to fail, even if they didn't have Ellie. Like, it would have never worked.
There was also a chance, if I remember seeing one of the cutscenes, that it might have not been. Like I said, it might not have worked at all.
Yeah, like they may have killed her, extracting whatever they needed for that sample to make the cure, and it wouldn't have even been viable. So I mean, they could have been dead in the water before they even tried to manufacture it. And how would they have mass produced it? Because she was the only one they knew of being, what I'm saying? So
right. Well, I mean, it would come down to like one, how would you even secure the cells that, they were getting all science about it. How would you even secure in the cells and keep them alive in that type of environment? Like, understanding technically you're in an apocalyptic world at this point. I'm not saying they didn't find ways to mass produce things or regrow and get things together, but it's like, how do you keep something like that important, like, from being, one, destroyed, two, if Ellie dies, so does her cells. They're not going to stay long. You got to be able to preserve those things.
yeah.
Do you have the technology and the means to do so? And the answer would be no, not really, because anything could go wrong at any moment in that world. One moment you're fine, you create this big old base and big community of people. Next thing you know, you're being attacked. Walls got bombed, and there's a whole bunch of the fungus zombie guys running through your community, and now you're shit out of luck. So it's like, I morally and rationally, no, I don't think Joel making the decision he made was correct, because you did doom humanity from possibly having a cure, from the possibility of them being able to save everyone and get back to some type of form of normalcy. In terms of retrospect after building like that whole relationship with Joel and understanding how things went down with him and his daughter, and just the relationship he had with Ellie and them, I don't blame him for making a decision as a human being.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the only real bad thing he did was the murder spree to get out of the hospital. Like,
they weren't going to just let him go.
I mean, yeah, but like, and I mean, I want to say legally speaking, they couldn't keep him from taking her, but at the same time, like, their laws and stuff are different. Like,
I mean, there's really no laws. Really,
Yeah,
you know,
there's really no
it's
laws, but I mean, you can't just be like, "Hey, we're taking this person. You can't have her. We're gonna kill her," and
and
then not expect a violent reaction from the person trying to keep that person alive.
especially in that type of environment. And then also think about what you said too. This was a terrorist, technically a quote unquote terrorist group. They're not about to they're not about to just let you just bounce. You know what I mean? They're gonna be like, hey, well, you bought us what you bought to us what we were searching for all this time. I don't think we're just gonna just let you just walk out here like in that type of world it was you know first come first serve we're talking about the Last of Us. We got off a little we were talking about like the Last of Us 2.
Yeah, we
Like in
we
that,
keep.
well, actually technically it's the Last of Us 1. We're talking about what
Yeah,
Joel
we're
did
talking about
before
the ending of the
yeah,
first one, but the
right.
reason we're talking about that is because it's sort of tied into what we were talking about as far as like the Devil May
Devil
Cry
May
anime
Cry.
and like how things happened in there.
Right, because we were saying like the Devil May there we see like there's two different like, if you've seen the Devil May Cry anime off of Netflix, a lot of people probably don't like it or can't really appreciate what they did with it because it like Drew said it doesn't correlate a lot. They changed a lot. It's not perpendicular to how the games were. Even down to the voice actor. The voice actor for Dante is the same one that voices Nero and Ichigo in Bleach, if you haven't noticed, obviously by the
Yeah,
voice,
yeah.
and not the actual original voice actor that we know and love for Dante. So it's like, so it's like we were kind of just we were just comparing. I made a comparison of like I made a comparison about how since it's different, I don't feel like it's a bad thing that is different. I feel like I feel like there's nothing wrong with it being different, but I feel like people kind of like scrutinize it like how people did with The Last of Us 2. How they felt with the whole how that game was great. The game was amazing, but it got scrutinized because it didn't correlate how people felt like things should have happened in the game in terms of the story when Joel got killed. As soon as Joel got killed, a lot of that went left. So I kind of was
Mm-hmm.
like, I kind of feel the same way. I kind of feel like that's how people feel about Devil May Cry. The animated series that recently came out is like it's not exactly the same as we know and love and what we kind of would have expected from a Devil May Cry series based off the games, but that doesn't take away from its potential and it being a badass fucking anime regardless. So it's just like
I think who they picked to do the voice acting for Dante in the anime was really good. I liked that they really fleshed out a lot of the main, what I would consider the main characters going forward for season two's backgrounds.
mm,
I like the world building they've done, as far as like kind of explaining what their I guess what their roles and everything are gonna be, and what's happened up till now, potential of what will happen, and things of that nature. And I
I'm
just
gonna I'm gonna say I'm gonna say one thing. I'm actually upset I'm actually upset the main villain got killed.
he's not the main. That's not the main villain.
Well, of season one,
Oh yeah, I mean, it was.
the
I
bunny guy.
did think it was kind of a bit of a twist that he did die. I kind of after a couple episodes, especially after the flashback episode, I kind of started to puzzle piece together who he was. Um, because it
But I
didn't really.
felt like that was a really good twist, honestly, and how
Hmm.
they pieced it together. I love how they did that.
Yeah, I liked that flashback episode they did where they kind of showed, her and him both,
Mhm.
their childhoods and what led them to where they were at that moment, sort of,
Right,
and
and
how they had interacted prior to that moment.
right. Like, see, like, and I think I told my parents this because my parents love anime. They actually loved the Devil May Cry series. I told my parents this. I was like, he's the villain you hate, you love to hate. You know what I mean? And I don't mean it like, and I don't mean like love to hate like damn, I really hate this guy, but I kind of say like he was a good villain. Like I would, it's kind of like a Batman Joker thing. Like I want to see them do more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I mean, everybody
and I
always loves the Batman. Like everyone likes all the Batman villains, but everyone's like go-to is Joker and Batman.
right, because they have this continuous like kind of like how they kind of like made it known in like the last Batman the Batman movie with Keith Ledger. They have this continuous dance and relationship that they just it's weird, but it's like they need one another. Like,
Like you can't really
and
do one without the other.
right, and I kind of felt like they were building that kind of like the kind of relationship in this series with those characters. Just enough until like when you get to like episode 6, where it's kind of like, yeah, I kind of get the feeling this is about to head to a situation where he's probably gonna get off. Um, and the reason why I say that too is because when the vice, hopefully for anyone that, hopefully if anyone's in here that hasn't watched it, sorry, there's gonna be probably a little spoilers we talk about a little bit, but oh, I had an ad break, sorry. But basically, when the vice president basically opened the portal to go into demon world, I felt like that would open up different avenues for the bunny to really like where they could go with his character, especially after finding out who he was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Find out who he was. You didn't at that point know Virgil's alive already. Um, and obviously Virgil is working for Mundus. It's like they took segments of like it's not completely different from the game. Like they took little small things from the game and made it real in the anime, but they did change quite a bit. Like for instance, Lady's character. Um which I kind of feel like she's about to become like the new meme or something
Yeah.
like that because a lot of people was like they like her character, but at the same time they don't like her character because they kind of feel like they try to force her to be cool.
Yeah, like I feel I like her overall, but I think they tried too hard to fit her into the badass female role. And they did what I would consider, I wouldn't call it a good job, but they did a really solid aspect of making her look weak, but letting her have a lot of lucky hits that won her little fights. Like it was always some sort of subterfuge that went on. Like she always shows like, oh wait a minute, or like, hey, let's make a deal, or something like that, and then she would strike. It was never an out. When her outright tactics were obviously outclassed instantly. You
But
know, I don't know.
okay,
I feel like it was
no,
a little weird to do that.
no, I get what you mean, but I actually kind of like that aspect of her character that they put in there because it made it like you know out the badass part. Okay, first of all, Lady was always a badass, in her own way in the games.
That's true.
She already has her appeal for that. But I feel like kind of like how everyone else kind of like the community kind of felt about it when you start seeing things posted on like social media, where it's just like you adding a curse word in every other sentence doesn't make you cool.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of major scenes where she had verbiage where they put a lot of emphasis on her like just randomly throwing a cuss word in somewhere, and it just felt like you could feel it, like they were just putting like a lot of like we're gonna kill this motherfucker or something like that. Like they put a lot of emphasis on it, so it's kind of just like, yeah, you guys are technically trying to you first of all you built a really good cool character from like introducing this demon hunting team that she's a part of, and then making her like the best person on that. And you can obviously tell by how she basically completely outclasses the rest of them, because the rest of them basically just dies off without really doing anything, like, or being able to show what they're really capable of doing. They got murked by the other demons, who are also bosses from different parts of the game.
Yeah.
Um, my only issue with her, that's basically my only. Honestly, that's my only issue with her. But them giving her that quick thinking wit kind of like added on to her, kind of being a ghost hunter and being a soldier of that group that she's in. I felt like that was a good addition to her character. I'm not just a gung ho. I'm gonna, and I don't think she was really gung ho like that, really. But I'm not just a, person that's just in these fights with these, demons, and then doing all these evasive maneuvers. I'm attacking, I'm shooting, and stuff like that. Like, I'm not all just guns and fighting. I'm quick thinking. I'm witty. And for Devil May Cry, I kind of feel like you need a character like that because, no disrespect to Dante. Dante is really actually smarter than people give him credit for.
Yeah.
And obviously, how he makes himself perceived, he's way smarter and stronger than people think. But he doesn't always have that quick, witty thinking. Like, he does have his moments, but it's not like, it's more of like a nonchalant, you know, oh, let's see if this works because, I technically have the ability to do it to make it work. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Versus Lady being human, and I actually have to like make something make sense. Like, for instance, when she made that deal with the one demon, he's like, okay, you can't really kill me because your task was really to infiltrate our team, and since I'm one of the top soldiers in that team, you need me alive to be able to actually access, different areas of the, facility or whatever you're trying to get into, to get whatever information, to really be that spy you're supposed to be in our, in our little organization. And her having an understanding of how his abilities work, which means he needs someone to be alive to even be able to use his ability to copy, what you look like and stuff like that. I felt like that was a quick witty thing to even come up with, and then you got him to switch, and then obviously when the other demon came in, they thought that was her, and it really wasn't, and she was able to, get herself out of a sticky situation.
Yeah.
As far as like all the other fights she was in, um, I don't really feel like there was any fight that she was in that she actually had an actual win.
Yeah. I don't think other than other than the one where she tricked the plant lady, I can't remember what her name is, but other than that scene, I don't think she won any other of the fights. I wouldn't consider her and Dante fighting because he never actually tried to hurt her. He was just trying to catch her. And then, that weird little cat and mouse game where she was, trying to get away or whatever. But like you said, she never actually won any fight she was in the show except for that one.
Right. That one, yeah, I agree with you. I can't really count. I can't count the fight with her and Dante. Like you said, he wasn't like trying to hurt her or like defeat her. He just wanted to get the amulet back
Yeah, he wanted
because he
the
didn't
amulet
realize
he
what it
got from
was.
his mom.
But what I can say is he did lose the fight in terms of wit, because as that was actually another clear example of her having that characteristic for her character that actually made it good, because that's actually somewhat similar to her character in the game. She was witty. She was able to come up with some stuff to do, stuff like that. It's just, Dante is Dante at the end of the day. That's kind of like in Devil May Cry 3 when they had that whole scene in the hall when she saw her father supposedly dead, and Dante, they were talking that whole time, but Dante was also at the same time just dodging bullets and stuff like that. That was just Dante being Dante
Yeah.
because he's a demon. He has that supernatural ability to be able to do that versus her. But she actually was trying to do all these different maneuvers and outwit him in that case, but obviously she's outclassed in that terms because she doesn't have demon power like him. But in other instances, she was able to outwit him and do some stuff that, like when they first met, and she shot him in the face twice.
I mean,
that's just
that and she blew him up that one time, which I don't think she intended for him to go after the other guy either, though. So
right. Overall, out of 10, if I had to rate it, I'd give it like a solid maybe 8. Yeah, so I'd give it a solid 8.
I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I'm definitely gonna watch it again, and see if there's stuff that I missed. The same as I did with Castlevania Nocturne, because there were things that I missed in it. But we won't get into that one.
Oh yeah, because we could talk about that all day,
Yeah,
and I love that.
Oh yeah.
I think that was What was the? There was another game that you wanted to talk about, right? And I think it was an anime too.
So the other anime I wanted to talk about, Dandadan's second season, is announced.
Yes, because I did not actually know anything about this.
Yeah.
So I'm actually excited.
So the initial release is going to be a 3-episode release in May. They're going to put it in theaters. I don't know which theaters. I assume Regal's going to pick it up. They always pick up anything anime related. They've honed in on that pretty good. So obviously we'll get it in where I live, and I assume you've got some Regal theaters where you live too.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. I just realized that now that you said that Regal has really been picking up anything anime. Like anytime, like when a Dragon Ball Z movie came out, that's
Yep,
Regal.
that's actually how I watched Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super Broly. Was went to theaters and watched it. I also watched Battle of the Gods in theaters. I watched the movie, the Demon Train of Demon Slayer. I watched that in theaters. We've actually got an IMAX about an hour south of us in Nashville that I watched a couple of those on. And then so the initial 3 episodes is going to be released in theaters. I don't know if it's going to be all together. You watch it 1, 2, and 3, or if it's going to be like multiple screenings or whatever. But then in July, I think starting, it said the 3rd, it's going to start weekly releases to release the rest of the episodes for the season to continue what we've been watching. So I'm excited for that. I really like Dandadan. It was quirky and silly, and I don't know what I was expecting going into it. I watched it just because I saw the TikTok clip about where he first meets Turbo Granny. And she's like, "I'll let you suckle my teeth, boy, if I could gobble your dong." And he freaks out and runs. And she's like, "No, don't run if she beats you or whatever." And then like he takes off running anyway.
Yeah.
But it was fantastic. I thought the characters were cool. It had a good pace. I feel like they didn't cram anything together. I don't feel like they cut it short either.
I feel like they cut it short.
I don't know, man. Like that first one was like 12 episodes.
Yeah, but like they left on a major cliffhanger.
Well, yeah, they gotta have something for this to do the next season with.
True. Like, okay, I'll give them that because I mean, at least they didn't like fuck you over with a cliffhanger after every episode like Solo Leveling did.
Oh my god, dude! I'm still, I think, an episode or 2 behind on Solo Leveling.
Like,
because I haven't watched it yet.
Oh my goodness! Like, it got so bad to where it was like they started putting memes out of like the when they at the ending credits when you sort of see his feet and he's walking. And it's like
Hmm.
this must be the most hated fucking feet in the world.
That dude was aura farming every episode. I don't want to hear it. He knew what
Cause it's
they
like
knew what they were doing.
yeah, cause it's like dude, a cliffhanger every episode though. Like you couldn't just like end it where like it wasn't a cliffhanger, but you couldn't put enough in it to where like we would still just be interested in watching it regardless. You just they just cliffhang us every
I
episode.
don't
Like come on, man.
understand why they release it weekly, but or while they were releasing it weekly. I'm sorry, because it's out. Like it's the webtoon or whatever they based it off of is like chapters ahead of where we're at in the anime.
That makes sense. But what I'm concerned about, and then I'm gonna jump back to the Dan Dan. Dan. What I'm concerned about is the fact that it's not popular in Japan.
Really?
Yes,
I'm-
there's actually an issue where they were even thinking about not even continuing the anime because it's not a popular anime in Japan. And I'm just like, well, that sucks for us in America, but who cares about us?
I
To
mean,
be
why are
honest.
they worried about continuing in Japan? Like I thought they were Chinese or something like that,
Well,
or
yeah,
or not Chinese. Well, you know what I'm saying? They're not
yeah, I get what you're saying,
Japanese
but
in the show.
right, but the problem being, well, actually, I think they are.
No.
There's not there's Koreans
Yeah, I
and
think
some
they're Korean or something. Let me look. Let me double
excuse me.
check that real quick. I'll check.
Like I remember there being Japan. I think they're Japanese, but the other hunter association is in like from Korea, and they had that mixed operation. I could be wrong, but yeah, the
Well, my
wherever it
uh,
originated from is not popular in its own hometown.
huh.
So it's interesting because it's like it's 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 super popular over in the U.S. So it's kind of just like, damn, like okay, well if it's not popular in his own hometown, we might there was talks and controversy over it even being able to continue because of that because it's like the only place that's popular is America or across seas. So it's like, do you even want to continue doing this? Because it's like almost saying like if Naruto came out and like I feel like if Naruto wasn't as popular over here, but it
South
was like
Korean.
South Korea.
Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
South Korean. Sorry.
It's not popular in South Korea. Thank you for correcting. It's not popular where it originated from. So like I said, it's kind of like me saying like, hey, damn, like what if Naruto came out and it wasn't popular in Japan? We would probably it would be an issue of whether or not they would want to continue the Naruto
I
series and we
can't
might
like
not
I
ever
can't
have that
even
masterpiece.
fathom Naruto not being popular, especially early
I don't.
Naruto.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't know. I haven't checked to see what the popularity of Boruto is in other
Jump,
areas of the world.
jump.
I didn't want to assume.
It's the
I actually do want to
longest
go look that up.
running filler anime.
I,
It's
wow,
got 100. It's got 100 something consecutive episodes of filler.
don't get me wrong. The first early stage of Naruto had filler, but there wasn't like 100 episodes filler.
No, like
I mean, at least their filler was actually enjoyable, to be honest.
yeah, and like even their filler tied into the actual story. The stuff in Boruto was like
It's
just
just
zany. Like they just had zany adventures, and they're not even story related.
like but um when I first honestly the reason why I even started watching Dan and Dan at first was because one of my friends was like, dude, you gotta see this intro to this anime because the intro song was so cool.
Oh, dude, the intro's so good.
Right. So then like I started watching it and I was like, I'm not gonna lie, at first I was like, what the hell are we watching? It's like, why is this old lady demon or spirit talking about something? She wants this dude's like she wants this dude's penis. I'm just like, what's going on here? Like So it's like, oh, let me get your dung. It's like, whoa. And then what really got me was the alien scene.
Dude, that shit was nuts.
It's like, okay, they're going like in my mind it was like, how far are you gonna stretch this?
I
Because
don't
it's
know,
like you're
dude. They
getting
got real
real
close to some shit
close.
in that show.
Got real
Like,
close to some shit.
if it hadn't been produced by Netflix, I think it would have went a lot further.
Hmm. I was like, you're getting real close to being something else. And you might be a little concerned. And like that part of that scene in itself was like so like, oh shit. Like they it was like being memed in places like dark humor, like when like dark humor in anime, like dark things you would see in anime. And that was like one of the scenes like that, what people thought was about to happen. It was like, whoa, hold on.
I don't know, man.
Uh,
All I know is this shit was nuts.
But the anime is great. I like I agree with you. I like the pacing. I like how like even though it's like kind of quirky and wacky a little bit in terms of like the characters, the enemies, and like what they end up having to face, it vibes and mixes well.
Yeah.
Almost into like for me it's like it's almost like a romance, like almost like a romance action comedy. To be honest,
It's a rom com, is what it is.
yeah, but it's really enjoyable. It's funny. It's funny as hell to see his whole personality change when he like transforms. How he comes this nonchalant, kind of depressed badass, but and it's also interesting to see how like people who get involved is also somehow getting some type of form of power and basically joining the cause. It's really cool. I like what they did with it, despite the slightly controversy start and a little bit of like the whole like mission of like their enemies being a little unhinged because like they're still after his balls, they're still after his technically. It's like we need your reproductive organs basically. And it's like what's going on here? And then they want to experiment on him. But it also kind of just goes into that rom com comedy, like you mentioned, like, and I think that kind of like peeled back a little bit of that, like that little ooh, you getting there on hinge type of like feeling you get from like some of the things that were going on, or like they were kind of like antsing to, but obviously didn't partake in.
uh,
Um, no, go ahead.
I'm trying to think. I feel like there's another anime I was gonna talk about, but I don't have it tabbed to remind myself, so I can't remember what it was.
I mean, if we're talking about anything coming out, we know Fire Force
Yep.
season 2 came out, right?
Actually, Fire Force has already started. It's on Crunchyroll.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which I'm
Windbreak,
gonna go
Windbreaker
back
came
and
back.
rewatch a couple of the last episodes of what happened prior. So, cause it's been so long, I can't remember what happened. Not even gonna
Yeah,
pretend.
it's been like a couple years.
You do know that it directly ties into Soul Eater, right? And so,
Yes.
that's what I wanted to talk about. Soul Eater's getting a reboot because of Fire Force.
Really?
Yep. In Fire Force, you actually see Maka. Well, you don't see him, but
Mhm.
you hear him talking, and you can see his legs and stuff when he's talking somewhere in one of the bars. Because he always went to the bar and cried to the girls about his daughter. Blah blah blah.
Right.
Well, they were always meant to be set in the same. It's not just the same universe; it's the same timeline. But
Mhm.
Fire Force takes place like however many years before Avatar, before Soul Eater.
Soul Eater. Right.
And so I don't know when it's gonna happen or who's doing it. But Soul Eater is getting a reboot, and I'm super excited about that because if you read the manga, the manga and the anime stick together a lot. But
Mhm.
the anime just kind of abruptly ends. Like it doesn't have the same ending as the manga, and a lot of people were upset about that.
Yeah, actually, I think I remember seeing that too. I actually need to find a better source of. I gotta ask my friends again because they keep telling me places I could use or what I could use to like read manga. Dude, I used to back in high school. I used to read manga like religiously, and like now, I kind of stopped doing. I just kind of stopped reading manga because I felt like I was ruining the animated part of it for myself by already kind of like knowing what's going to happen because I read it versus like just letting the animation come out the way it was and then watching it. Um, because you know me, I mean, you know me already. Like spoilers doesn't bother me. I'll still feel just as excited to see stuff. But I kind of felt like back then, I was like me already knowing kind of like dimmed down like how excited or something I would have felt. So I kind of just like stopped reading any manga like that.
Yeah, like I used to get mad. Like I don't want you to outright tell me, spoil it for me. Like I would like to find out on my own, but if it happens by accident, I'm not super upset. Like
Right.
TikTok has spoiled a few things for me. Dragon Ball Daima was one of them, but I wasn't upset about the spoilers because fuck yeah, the timeline. Anyway,
Right.
but like the only I can't remember a lot of the manga I used to read that were separately like novels, but I had a subscription to Dragon Ball Z magazine,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a subscription to Shonen Jump. I think actually, to tell you the truth, I believe my sister Lindsay still has the majority of my old Shonen Jump. I guess you call them magazines.
Really?
Yeah, or she did. She may not now. I mean, I don't really think they'd be worth anything other than a nostalgia factor. But
I mean, nostalgia though you kind of need really if you have those. To be
yeah, I
honest,
mean, they're
that's
gonna be
awesome.
worth whatever someone's willing to pay at the end of the day. I was hoarding my old Game Informers initially just because I don't like throwing them out because the cover arts are so unique. But then, especially when Game Informer, died out. But now that it's back, I might throw them away.
Honestly, I think I still had all my Game Informers. It felt cool to kind of like get like the magazine every like I think what it was like every month or something like that.
Never mind.
It was so cool.
As soon as
Yeah,
I find out how, I'm gonna resubscribe to them.
I felt like back then I used to feel like I was part of like this like unique club that no one else was a
Yep.
part of unless you were like a gamer. And I was like, yeah, I got all the scoop. It was so cool. Um, yeah, I'm actually kind of glad that they're back, but I kind of feel like it's gonna be difficult. I kind of feel like it's gonna be difficult because social media, you know.
Yeah. Social media is a big one. It didn't used to be. I don't want to say it didn't used to be so bad, but it used to be more avoidable. But now where there's ads for shit all over the place and everybody shares everything, like
Yeah, it's not easy. I don't think it's gonna be. It's like how newspaper died out. It's like, what was the point? You have social
hmm
media at this point.
yep,
Like the only reason why I would see newspaper even sticking around is because of the fact that there are people from that generation that was just force of habit. It's just what they're used to. That they still indulge in the newspapers, and still a good form of information and way to gather
not around
information.
her. It ain't. We don't have one.
Right.
It shut. It shut down. And
I
they didn't even tell anybody they were shutting down. They just people showed
just
up
stopped
to
one
yeah
day.
people showed up one day to pick the papers up for delivery, and there was a sign on the door saying closed.
So, um, so there is a game that I was it's actually a game that I think you'll be interested in too. It's on PC already, which I was a little upset about because originally when the official release of it came out, it was supposed to be for also for console and it's supposed to be crossplay, but the I think it's out for Xbox and PC and the PlayStation. I think right now the PlayStation version of it is was delayed until the end of this month. I think it's the 29th. It's called Fragpunk. I'm not sure if you've like seen anything
I
about it.
saw the name pop up in my Steam featured thing, but I didn't click on it.
Right. So I think you'd be interested in it. Um, it's a 5v5 first person shooter game. And basically the concept is you have different characters with different abilities and or I guess not really different abilities but different things that they're specialized in, I guess, in terms of weapons.
Yeah.
But the main source of like what you can do in the game and like what abilities, what determines what abilities and stuff you have um outside your character is these cards. There's cards that you can collect in the game that gives you certain abilities and things that you can do. Like, one may be like a smoke screen or a teleport or something like that, or you know, give you some type of ability to give you an edge in the game. It's actually it's a fast paced game. And you it's like a kind of like a seek and destroy type of situation where like you either, I think it's an objective, and the objective either you kill, you either eliminate the entire team or you address the objective for rounds.
Yeah.
Um, and one thing that stuck out to me about it, outside of the being able to have like different abilities and based on cards and stuff, and I'll see if I can find something on it in just a second. Um, what stuck out to me was something they mentioned about like a tiebreaker system, right? And the way it worked was they said the tiebreaker system. Let's say like you guys, no one won the round or there was a tie. Basically, it comes down somehow to the tie. The way to do the tiebreaker system is, I think they said either they choose or they randomly pick one person, one person at each team, and they fight. And hey, Quinn, how's it going? So one person out of each team, and they fight real fast in the round, like it's a quick round. If the person that loses and the person that wins then goes to fight the next person and on the team, on the opposite team, but you don't lose you don't recover any health or anything. So I kind of found that interesting, where
Yeah.
it's kind of like where because you don't see that type of like tiebreaker system anywhere else, as far as I know.
So the tiebreaker is just like a 1v1.
Yeah, so like it makes you do 1v1. Um, so 1v1, but the winner has to then fight the next person on the other person's team until everyone's been eliminated from the other team.
Oh. Huh.
So basically, it's like, okay, hey, I beat you, but I probably lost like 50 health fighting you, and now I gotta go into the next fight with 50 health and hopefully beat that person. But if that person doesn't beat them, it's the same thing. That the winner of that round has to face the next person on the opposite team, with whatever health and stuff they have until everyone's been eliminated from one side, and then whoever wins out of that wins. It's pretty cool concept. Hey Quinn, welcome to the stream. Just a little mini podcast going over some games and stuff and some things that are coming up. Anime, just having a general chat. Um, movies, anything that kind of like pops in. So appreciate you being here. Um, actually, Drew, Quentin is actually some one of the people as well that I kind of about what I was talking about earlier about like it's like a support group. Quinn,
Oh, nice.
I found I think I I'm not gonna lie, I don't, forgive me, Quinn, I don't particularly remember exactly how I found your Twitch, but basically somewhere I found Quinn's Twitch, and it was the same thing. Actually, no, I think I remember. I think it was either like a group or something on Facebook or something like that. That I was talking to you about, Drew. And then basically, you know, I play Call of Duty sometimes with Quinn.
Nice.
But you see how like Quinn comes in. I go into Quinn's stream. I'll chat with her. I'll lurk if I can't like chat or anything like that. And she does the same, vice versa. Like she's in my stream, she'll say hi, something like that, or talk to me a couple of days, and then like lurk and stuff like that, or at least keep the stream up for like viewership and stuff like that. Stuff like that. That's what I mean. That's what I mean for like the supportive side. Like even if like at least say something and then put 'em in. You know, like even if you can't like have a full blown conversation because she's probably streaming or getting ready for do something. Cause, you know, like I said, you play Call of Duty stuff like that. But let me see if I can find something real fast. Actually, I think I already had something up for that.
I've got one more. I've got one more gaming topic to talk about.
Yeah, yeah, and then we can
No, it's good. Eat it.
yeah, because I think the only last thing the only last thing I wanted to start to say was about the holiday event for Phasmophobia, which really isn't anything. It's just Phasmophobia. For anyone that obviously likes the ghost hunting games, which is fun. They normally have like a little holiday event for the holidays. They give specific or special challenges to people. Update the game, make it more holiday
Okay.
environment and like the lobbies and stuff like that.
Well, I was trying to get your attention. You wouldn't.
And you complete challenges and stuff like that to give you like trophies and in-game rewards and stuff like that. Let's see.
What, like trophies, like in-game trophies, or
Yeah, so like right now, because right now I have a couple of trophies. Like you played Phasmophobia before, right? Like
Yeah.
when you go into Phasmophobia, like they had like there's a section in the lobby before you actually start the game where like they have like little cases. It depends on at one point where you play, because I know back in the day you have all that.
yeah,
But the space now before you start a game in the lobby, like there's like these like glass cases where like you would like showcase stuff at. And what they did was like stuff you pick up in the game or you use, like the cursed objects, like Ouija board or the music box. If you use any of that and get out the game, and survive and stuff like that, you collect it and it shows up in like a little casing that shows like, hey, I got this from like one, you know.
so
one of the,
that's
like,
why people see on TikTok are always going after the cursed objects.
Right. Other than the fact that they just like using it because it's fun to sometimes they kind of fuck over people. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna use the tarot cards and I started a ghost hunt and didn't let the other person know, and now they're just now hunted by the ghost and died. It's funny sometimes. And then so there are other things you get, like if you do, like I did the Christmas one. They had a
Yeah.
Christmas event, I think maybe like a year or two ago. I think I did the recent one too, if they had one, if I remember correctly. But regardless, they had a Christmas event. Yeah, they did have a recent one. I did do that one. Completed it, gave us like a little trophy that sits there, shows that hey, we did that Christmas event for that year or whatever. And they gave us maybe a special player card or emblem banner or something to use. And like they even have like little Easter eggs that for like some of the new maps and stuff they did. And those are like the in-game rewards and stuff like that I'm talking about. And I guess I would say it's kind of exclusive because like if you don't do it, you're missing out on that trophy or something like that at that time. Because I'm not sure if there's a way to ever recover it, since it's like a limited time event.
Yeah.
But anyway, let me get this up, because then that also like brings up another game. There's a hack and slash game, but I'll save that for next time. That I think you'll also be interested in. I'll bring this up on the screen so we can view it. So let's see how this works. Share screen.
You share
Yeah,
on
about to
Discord?
share it now. Yeah, I'm about to share on Discord now.
Okay, I thought you already did it and it didn't come through. There we go.
I'm trying to do it in a way that doesn't. All right, can you see all that?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna bring this up here. I'm trying to move this screen so it sees it. There we go. Can you still see it? or no?
Yeah, I can still see it.
Ooh, a pretty. For me.
This is the only thing my dad left me. I have to know what it is.
What the hell?
Let me know if it lags out a little bit.
It's a little laggy,
No
but it's
one
not
better
terrible.
try and stop me.
Kismet, you're late. Chum's about to cut the cake. You there?
Stop.
Wow, new friends. Everything has changed
Mm.
now. You can hardly make out. What was here before? Not long ago. What happened to the daylight? Nothing seems to feel right.
Mind if I clash?
I try to understand the lessons to be learned. We get at every turn. I'm hoping that the heart you gave me will be enough to get me there. They taught me what was right.
Ever since the smash up, Kepler's gone nuts.
Yeah, I do notice like a little lag, but it's also probably because of the stream going at the same time.
But I've got it handled.
Yeah, actually, it's funny too. The guitar is actually a weapon. Like you see how like there's fire blast coming out the top of it. It's
Mhm.
basically like dragon breath bullets.
I'll show you, freaky.
But yeah, you see like that little trinket that they she keeps trying to grab. That's basically the thing that gives you like the cards and different cards that gives you the different abilities to use in the game.
It's over.
Like you can create like a wall like that.
Time to play by my rules.
You go ahead, Kismet. I've got a score to settle with Kepler.
Oh, lucky me. Why does Kepler want this so bad anyway? Can it change the rules of the shard?
I don't think this is actually going to show any like actual gameplay. This is just a launch trailer. But
Yeah.
like there is already gameplay on stuff on it, and it's actually really good. So I was like, I could see this being like, I'm not even sure it would be like a competitive thing because could be a competitive thing. But I definitely see it being like a really cool game. You can get like a team to like kind of like just play every so often and just kind of like dominate and have fun. Because there's so many different quirky and wacky things you can do here with terms like the different abilities you can get from these cards. There's a ton of cards you can get with different abilities. And also it's free to play.
Is it already out? March 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already out.
On September 21st, 2024, in Springfield.
Excuse me about that one. It's already out for PC. So you can get it on Steam. I think you can currently get it on Xbox as well. I'm waiting for it to come out on PlayStation. I mean, I was gonna get it on Steam anyway too, but I kind of felt like it was probably gonna be like a waste, and then I had to do like the whole thing where you gotta transfer your sync your accounts and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Because I feel like I was mainly gonna probably play it on PlayStation once they fix that up, but yeah, It looks amazing. I'll share some links with you. There's actually so you can see the actual gameplay. It's a really cool concept, and I like the concept of like you can play and collect cards. It's kind of like crap. What's that? There was an anime or some show where like they were collecting. I kind of want to say it's not completely related, but it is another show where you collect cards and give you some like abilities and stuff like that. But I'm gonna take it even further back. You remember Zatch Bell, right?
Yeah. They also did something similar in one of the Hunter x Hunter arcs.
Right. Yes. Right. Exactly. Yeah. I think that's what I was thinking about. The Hunter x Hunter arc where they were in like the little mini game where they can
Yeah, they went
defeat
into
people
the
and they collect
video game
cards.
or whatever, the memory card.
Right. It's basically like that. Like, okay, depending, you collect cards and you go into your matches with, those card abilities that you have at your disposal to use, you know, to help defeat the enemy. And like I said, it's basically a team battle objective
Crisis
matches.
Core
So
did
even like
something similar as well, where the roulette wheel would spin every so often and give you some kind of
a
bonus
different ability.
ability or something like that.
You just reminded me too. You do know that they're planning on bringing back. Crap. What was the game? I swear I sent this to you. Titanfall 3.
Yeah. Now
Yes.
I take that with a grain of salt because every few years that pops up and they say they're gonna bring it back. If they do Titanfall 3, I don't give a fuck about nothing else.
Dude, I'd still kind of want to play Titanfall 2, to be honest, but
I'm kind of surprised Titanfall 2 is as dead as it is.
I mean, yes and no. Like, surprisingly, there are still some people that play certain game modes on there, but like, if it's like, especially if it's team, like if it's like the waves or it's like the team matches. The team matches, you'll find some players, but like even when we played it, there's bots, basically.
Yeah. I wouldn't care to play the
But, I
Wave
mean, it was-
Defense game co-op, but I don't think you can play it with just two people. Like, it has to be a full group.
Yeah, I think so. I think if they made Titanfall a co-op campaign game as well, I think that would be kind of awesome.
Oh,
Like
that'd be so
the
good.
option to do that.
It'd be so good.
I think that would be cool. Honestly, I feel like there should be more games that allows you to play campaign like co-op. Kind of like some of the games they got out now, like they've been doing. Like I think It Takes Two, or like I think the more recent one like Split Fiction or something like that.
I think Split Fiction's made by the same people who did It Takes Two, but me and Courtney started It Takes Two, but her PlayStation messed up, so we would have to restart playing it. As far as games go, the last thing that I have to talk about is Larian Studios announced that they're doing their final update for Baldur's Gate 3. But they're still going to support it with bug fixes and things, but this is their last big patch, content patch. And the big one for this one is that they are, bringing in crossplay finally, like they said they would. So the catch to that is you have to have a Larian Studios account. And that's the way it tracks your friends on the game, is the Larian Studios account. So if you don't have one and you want to play it with friends on PC or PS5 or anything like that, because it's all interchangeable, everybody can play with everybody.
Right.
You have to have that account, which it's free. The account's free. But I mean, you know how people are.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's my last.
For being so they're introducing crossplay, I think people are going to
Crossplay with
I think people are going to invest in time and stuff into it because
So mods are also supported. The catch to that is you can only install first-party
really?
mods, and console players can only have up to 100 mods active at a time. So mods are available for multiplayer, but everybody who joins has to have the same mods installed, or none of them work.
Okay, I mean, I think that's fair. I mean, I think also it's also fair for them to say like you can't play crossplay unless you have that account because I mean, if they didn't do that, you just have people who probably put so much, sweat and tears into the game, became so, probably like high level and got all this stuff, gear and stuff they can do. Because I've watched, some of our friends, people that we know, play Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, I think
it'd
Joey
it's
played the
fair for them
absolute
to do
dog
that,
shit
at
out
least
of
so
it,
that
so I'm
keep some
excited
knowledge.
that we can play it together now.
Yeah. I don't have it yet. There's actually a couple things I just don't have. Like I still gotta play the second part of Final Fantasy VII remake. So
I haven't either, so
There's a
I
couple
didn't
things I've
finish
been
the
slacking
first
on
one.
trying to do.
My hard drive crashed, and I
There's
haven't had the will to go back and see if it cloud saved my data. Because if it didn't, I'm gonna have to go back and completely redo the game because I had up to the point where I get to the Shinra building, I had done everything. Collected everything. So
Yeah, I feel you on that.
ugh.
I feel you on that. Yeah, I'd probably feel the same. Yeah, there's just some things I've been slacking on finishing. Well, not really slacking on finishing, like because I want to get Monster Hunter as well. I want to.
Yeah.
We still didn't never finish. Nobody Saves the World.
We didn't. We also have Elden Ring to finish.
We still got. Yeah, I think we need to probably prioritize Elden Ring since Elden Ring, the next part of this technically comes out in the next month. So I think we need to prioritize that at some point. But what I plan to do, at least personally, is to kind of like get my schedule together because I'm a variety gamer. And different games have different events that come out, and then it's like being able to actually properly organize that and like address all these and just hit these different genres. I'm probably just gonna organize my week, like have a specific day to do these things. So that way I'm not, just randomly popping up and everything, and that'll probably help out with like people's views and stuff like that. Not to mention I have to get my practice in on Tekken 8 for this Tekken tournament playing that's going to be happening in the Philadelphia area where I live. Being hosted by 2 mini games.
Nice.
And they put something out on Facebook and some money tournament. Based on like their convention that they're having from I think it's gonna be June, the end of June, from the last Friday to Sunday of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of June. I'm going to enter that and just see how it go. Win or lose, I'm just gonna have fun and see if I can see if that helps me network, build more connections there too. I was kind of upset when I saw we we touch grass was coming back next month too, and I was like, damn, that would be so cool if Drew can come back here again.
That would be
We
pretty
can go
awesome.
to
I'd like to go to that again.
I mean, since they tour around a lot, we might be able to find something. We might be find them again, like either around my way or maybe your way or somewhere in between. We might be able to figure that
They
out.
actually had one close to me not long ago, or it was at the beginning of the year. I'm pretty sure it was just a little north of me.
Yeah, actually, I think I remember you telling me. Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, I found out about it the week of and didn't had no time to plan to go to it or anything.
Yeah. To be fair, I think I found out about this one I think earlier this month, but it was kind of just like there's a lot going on, so it's kind of like I don't even think I'll be able to do that. And then not to mention you guys would have to like travel up here again to even come if you wanted to. So, but if you and like Garrett didn't like drive, I figure you'll probably like just. I don't know if taking a train or taking a plane would even
Nah,
be
if I travel up that way again,
plausible.
I'm gonna take a plane.
Yeah,
I'm not
that'd
not
be
doing
like
another 13-hour
2.
drive.
Yeah, because honestly, that'd just be like two. Honestly, that'd be like 2 hour plan, and then the flight honestly would probably be a lot less than you guys traveling, spending money on gas just to get here. To be honest.
The only bad part is having a way to get around once we're there.
I mean, you wouldn't have to worry about that because that'd be, you got me for that. So,
Yeah.
outside, like, I guess, like, when you're not, like, if you guys wanted to go venture off on your own, I mean, you have Uber, you
You
have
want me to
Lyft.
get lost in Philadelphia? Jesus.
I mean, you wouldn't need to get lost because I'd be like, hey, I'm here, such and such. Oh, yeah, I know where you're at. Just don't go, just don't go down to Germantown. So
That's
if you go down there, just make sure you got your strap.
Well, I can't carry that on the plane.
Yeah, true.
No, I don't have any more topics really to talk about. I'm out of lists of things till next week anyway.
No, we're good. So, I honestly don't. Honestly, that doesn't. To be fair, it doesn't really bother me. We do it on Tuesday. I just know that obviously we both work, and if it goes longer than we expected, So, did you want to? I mean, we can figure it out after. We can figure it out offline if you want. Like, if you want to alternate between either Tuesday and Saturday, depending on situations, or just keep it Tuesday.
I think maybe I'd rather do it on the weekends just because unless you want to do it about the time, the time we talked about earlier tonight and have, have a
No, I'm
specified time.
still. Yeah, I'm still good with doing. No, I think the weekend. Like, if you want to do weekend mornings, I'm still. I feel like that's still good.
Oh, excuse me,
I
sorry.
do apologize. I do apologize. Like, I had unexpectedly way too much going on last weekend. Like, I think from the time I woke up and talked to you for a little bit that morning, up to like we decided like the first time we decided to reschedule everything, I literally had only been in the house for like an hour.
Jesus.
Like the moment I left out, I only was able to come back in the house for like an hour, and then I had to go right back out again. Like it was just too much. But like now, moving forward, I don't really have anything going on the weekend. At least Saturday morning, so it shouldn't hinder anything. So we should be fine.
Yeah, I'll be able to get up and knock it out Saturday mornings and then get on with my day. So I usually if I have something planned on a Saturday, it's normally around noon or later. So
yeah. So I mean, I guess we could figure like we'll figure out what we want to do because I figure since we did this Tuesday, I'm not sure if you want to kind of get things in balance to still do this Saturday or if you want to wait since we already technically got a week this weekend.
we'll see how we feel later this week.
Yeah. Okay, but I feel like this was great. I will have a little surprise next week. I'm creating like a little game for us.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna be like a little questionnaire thing. It's a little, it's gonna be fun. So I'm put something together and then we can play that and then it'll be kind of funny because if we have anyone any viewers or anything that want to also get involved or anything they can like put in the chat and everything because this is an open discussion not just between us, is between the viewers and anyone that want to like bring anything up or have a discussion about anything that we already mentioned or just relate to. But other than that, that should be we should be good. We can probably just go ahead and get ready to end the stream and end the night off, and then just hope everyone have a good night and enjoy everyone that's been present here and appreciate your support. Hope you come back again if we do this our next scheduled episode.
Yeah, we'll try to post in the Discords when we're gonna be live again, instead of because I know we told everybody it was gonna be Saturday and then nothing happened and then I didn't tell anybody we were doing it tonight. So
Yeah, no, this is kind of like pilot. Well, like you said, pilot number 2, and kind of just like
I'm done. Okay,
you know,
shush.
all out of nowhere. But I'm also gonna see if we can work on maybe like a little flyer or anything we can use to like put on post, social media that we're
Yeah.
going to go live or anything. But I guess after we get everything scheduled, so we'll work on that. And then but as always, like I said, the continued support and just having everyone here to chat and engage with during these times it means a lot, and it helps us helps us with what we're trying to do here.
Oh yes.
All right, Drew. I'm not sure. I know I'll talk to you offline if you want. I'm gonna go ahead put my stream ending, and then I'll talk to you in the